Hi, folks, welcome to Ditto Insurance. I'm Shashank, your host, and today we are here to speak about Galaxy Health Insurance, a new player in the insurance industry. 3 days ago, they announced that they are coming up with a new plan called Galaxy Promise, and this is going to be their maiden plan. So, to speak about this new health insurance in the market, I have with me Sushant, our senior program manager here at Ditto. So, Sushant, what can you tell us about this new health insurance in the market?
Thank you for having me, Shashank. I'm excited to share details about Galaxy Health Insurance's new plan, Galaxy Promise.
All right, Sushant. Now, can you tell us why this Galaxy Health Insurance is being talked about? So, what's new about them?
So I think Galaxy Health Insurance comes with a really strong backing, and this is by mainly the TVS family, specifically Shri Venu Srinivasan, who was the chairman emeritus of the TVS Motor Company, and also Shri V. Jagannathan, who was previously the CMD of United Health India, and also the founder of Star Health. So like you can see, they are backed by some big names, and hopefully they deliver on their promises.
Exactly. What we hope so as well. Now, as soon as one opens the brochure and sees, what is the first thing that they are going to see? What can people expect from Galaxy Promise?
So they offer coverage amounts ranging from 3 lakhs all the way up to 1 crore. They've also diversified this with 3 variants. So they have something called the signature variant, which is their most comprehensive variant. They have an elite variant, which is more of a mid-range offering. And they have a premier variant, which is their baseline offering itself. What's also interesting is how they've customized and how they've given a variety of options between these three features.
Right, Sushant. As I said, there is something for everyone. Now, one thing that stood out when I went through their initial press release was the mentioning of unlimited restoration. So, how is it working for Galaxy?
Right. So I think they've done it a bit differently and they've really tried to cater to the audience here. So what they've done is you can make multiple claims for the same condition as well during a year,
Okay.
which is a bit rare in the industry, although some players do offer it, but a lot of insurers put restrictions on this. That within the single year itself, if you require a claim for the same condition once again, you might not be able to use it. This is known as the same illness clause in restoration.
Okay.
Or the others give you a one-time restoration, saying that, okay, you utilize the amount, we'll refill it once again, and that's about it. Should you need it once again, you'll have to wait until your renewal next year or, probably spend out of your own pocket. What Galaxy's promise is sort of doing is that they let you make multiple claims within the same year itself for the same condition as well, which, like I mentioned, is a bit rare, but yes, it is something that would really be helpful for people with chronic conditions or rare conditions requiring recurring treatments.
That's a pretty solid plan for restoration. Now, why would someone call Galaxy Health Insurance really comprehensive? So, what all is covered in their comprehensive coverage?
Well, I think they've really done a good job with some of their most basic features, like there's no room rent capping, there's no limitations on ICU room as well. They even cover things like your admission charges, your insurance processing fees, and so on. Something else that really stood out is that most insurance companies don't cover the cost of consumables, which is your non medical items like gloves, masks, and so on. Galaxy Promise has clearly listed out about 68 consumable items, which they will even cover within the plan itself. Moving on, I think there's no co-payment as well. That's another, that's definitely a standout feature. They have done one thing though, where they have limits on a few of their modern treatments. So, should you require something like a bariatric surgery or some forms of cataract surgery, depending on the type of treatment used, there could be certain limits on these amounts. But once again, these are modern treatments which generally involve, let's say, robotic surgeries or things like that, which are not very prevalent right now, right, in the medical sort of field.
Right. And I understand they have a couple of unique, flexible features as well. More on that?
So I think they've done a good job with their, pre and post hospitalization cover. They offer 90 days pre-hospitalization, 180 days post. This means whatever expenses you've incurred before and after getting admitted, those are also covered. Now this is covered in most plans. I would say here the duration is a bit more comprehensive than the average plan out there. So that's one point to note. They also offer a PED buyback feature, wherein your pre-existing disease waiting period, which is normally 36 months or 3 years, as IRDA mandates, you can now pay them a bit more and have it reduced to 24 or 12 months. Meaning I can bring down my waiting period from 3 years to 1 year or 2 years, but paying a bit more. Now, this is particularly helpful for people with medical history, right, who are looking to be covered as soon as possible and utilize their insurance to the best of its abilities.
Makes sense. Good feature, that one. Now, we see a lot of new age insurers coming up with features like wellness benefits, where if you walk a certain number of steps or if you're active, they sort of reward you by reducing the premiums on your next year. So, uh, how is Galaxy treating people who are fit?
I think, yeah, the Galaxy Promise has done a really good job there. Their bonus feature in particular is quite generous. So for every claim-free year that a customer has, he can earn a bonus, and this would keep adding year on year until a cap of about 500%, which once again is well above the industry average of generally 100% or so, right? Where you double your cover amount at most without any claims. But here it can grow all the way up to 500%. So that was an advantage. They also have another feature called the Gala Fit plan, where you are entitled to up to about 20% discount for maintaining a healthy lifestyle and being active in terms of your daily health activities. There's an app where they track this, and then they offer a discount in your next year's premiums.
Right, that's a good one. Now, what about their advanced medical coverage and modern treatments? So, what are the inclusions, exclusions? If you can give us a rundown on that.
No, I think they've really embraced modern treatments here as well, where they are willing to cover robotic surgeries too, which not many plans out there do. For some conditions, they might have limits on modern treatments, but nonetheless, it is still covered, which once again is not very prevalent in the insurance industry, right? Because most plans are still a bit outdated and don't offer such, new age benefits, so to say. They also have an interesting feature called the Insta Care benefit, where for few specific conditions, like asthma, cholesterol, and blood pressure, they're willing to reduce your waiting period from 3 years all the way down to 31 days. So it's not like in the previous feature that we mentioned where you bring it down to 2 years or 1 year. Here it's more of an instant coverage sort of benefit that they're offering. If these conditions are pre-existing, then we'll cover you within 30 days of you purchasing the policy itself. And if you were to look at the statistics, these are some of the most common conditions in India, right? Asthma, cholesterol, and so on.
Correct.
With the kind of diet, lifestyle, and so on. So I think it's good. They've really tried to cater to the audience here and offer a comprehensive solution.
That's a really nice move by Galaxy Promise. Now, Sushant, we keep saying this that a plan is not best because of their extensive features, but I think our audience would really like to know some key differentiators as to what makes Galaxy Promise a little different or maybe even a better plan than the rest of the plans that are out there.
Okay, so the first major differentiator is the animated restoration, something that does exist in the market, but I would still say it's a bit unique and not, a common sort of feature in all policies. There are a few plans giving it, but Galaxy's joined that elite club of companies who offer that feature. So another one's interesting, which is offered by Niva Bupa's Aspire plan and Star Health Superstar plan, which is the premium promise feature. So what this does is that you're allowed to lock in your health insurance premiums until the age of 55 or until you make your first claim.
Okay.
Now, this again is common knowledge in the insurance sector, where in health insurance, your premiums do increase with age and with inflation. It's either age bands or every single year, and inflationary hikes keep happening. So that's something that a couple of companies have now started off late, where they let you lock your prices until you make your first claim or until a certain age that they predetermine. This could, of course, be their way of risk sort of protection, right? Where they see that until that age, the chances of making a claim are low, and after that, the probability shoots up. So that's kind of what they've done here, which I think is a bit unique. So the third would be the women-centric benefits that they've offered. This would be pertaining to the assisted delivery care, fetal surgeries if required, and general delivery care. These are not common features in health insurance where maternity and newborn-related benefits are not really covered. But Galaxy Promise has even gone to that extent of offering certain women-centric features as well. Fourth, their Gala Fit program, of course, incentivizes people for staying healthy and fit, which I think is a must need and must have in today's sort of day and age, right? People should be rewarded and incentivized for maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Fifth would probably be coming to their InstaCare benefit that we spoke about, where for certain features, they're covered right from 30 days onwards itself. And lastly, they also cover modern treatments and robotic surgeries, like we discussed. So that's something that's also unique.
Great. So, we spoke about the basics of what it covers, some key differentiators. So, though we haven't had the whole time to read through the brochure completely, and with the little details that we had, this is what we could scour. But what would you like the audience to take away from this discussion? So, what's your conclusion on Galaxy Promise?
So I think Galaxy Promise represents the new generation of health insurance players out there, right? I think what they've really tried to do is cater to all types of the audience with regards to families looking for comprehensive health insurance or women looking for specific features for themselves. or people looking for coverage right from the get-go with their medical history, or even to the extent of people who want to be rewarded for maintaining a healthy lifestyle, right? Even with the aspect of locking in your premiums, people who want predictable health insurance premiums. I think they've really tried to customize and cater to all forms and all sectors of the audience. Nonetheless, my advice at the end of the day would be the same, right? That we tell a lot of people. Look, while it's a new player and their features might be very attractive, it is a bit, you should be a bit mindful in terms of looking at their performance. Their features are good, but the reality comes down to when you have to actually make a claim, right? How well do they perform there? What are their claim settlement metrics and so on? So that's something that we at Dittos will constantly monitor. IRDA's report comes out every year where you get to see their claim numbers. So I would personally play it a bit safe and check that out for a couple of years before deciding to maybe look at them as an option or not. But nonetheless, I think their backing is something that's really giving me confidence from the get-go, right? Backed by the TVS family and some really big names there. So I think with that regard, yes, I do feel confident that yes, they might pick up and be one of the most prominent players in the near future.
Great. So, on paper, as much as you've told me, it looks like a decent option. So, only time will tell with the performance how they're going to do in the future days.
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much, Sushant, for bringing some pretty great initial insights on Galaxy Promise. And folks, if you like the video, please drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you in the next one. Happy insurance hunting.